Hello guys, I'm Hitesh Tripathi and I'm your instructor via Newton School. And today in day 7 of this playlist, that is Data Structures and Algorithms DSA, we are going to simply see, okay, what is counting sort. Okay, so very important sorting algorithm, okay, and very basic also, okay, and plus it have some prerequisites, okay, so which need to be followed, otherwise this sorting algorithm will not work, okay. And you can say with these prerequisites, okay, this sorting algorithm is best time complexity sorting algorithm. Fine. Now, and many a times interviewers ask you this about this sorting algorithm, and it is an important one, okay. So now before starting our today's video, let's see what Newton School is. So basically Newton School is an e-learning platform which provides you placement trainings, okay, and they will train you for being a full stack developer. And after that, not only this much, they will also get you placed in these companies like ThoughtWorks, Topper, 7-Eleven, Deloitte, Dream11, Unacademy. So no and less, they will teach you everything about full stack development, front end and back end development, programming languages, data structures and programming languages, and everything. And then they will get you placed in these companies. Not only this much, they also have a pay after placement program, okay. So as the name suggests, you don't need to pay even a single penny until and unless you get placed in any of these companies. And minimum CTC that they will provide you is of 5 lakhs, so it is also a big thing, okay. So you just need to come to their website and explore and know more about their pay after placement program and get the most out of it. So if you are someone who is preparing for their placements, can come to newtonschool.co and check this pay after placement program. Now, if you want to learn new things like programming languages, anything about computer science like core subjects, CN, DBMS, OS, anything, and OOPS, programming languages, and competitive programming, and front end and back end development, what you can do is you can simply come to newtonschool.co and check their Launchpad initiative. Okay, under this Launchpad initiative, they are providing you everything for free. You just need to come to their website and sign up and just start learning by opting any course. So there are different courses which are available for free, okay, for everything, for frameworks and for OOPS, for programming languages in Hindi and English, both language. So you can just come to their website and start learning for free. So your job is to come to newtonschool.co and know more about pay after placement program and Launchpad initiative. One more thing, if you haven't subscribed this YouTube channel Code Kitchen Newton School, go and subscribe this channel where I am posting one video every day in this playlist, that is data structures and algorithms, in which we are going to learn everything about data structures and algorithms, okay. Like firstly we have learned all the searching algorithms, and now we are heading towards sorting algorithms, and then we will see all the algorithms related to strings and different data structures and algorithms related to those data structures, everything, okay. I have also taught you everything in C++ language plus standard template libraries also in C++ in the playlist C++ tutorials from basic to advanced. So you can also bookmark this playlist and check this complete playlist, okay. Now let's start with today's video, and in which we are going to learn an important sorting algorithm, that is counting sort, okay. So it is a basic sorting algorithm, and just depends on implementation, okay. No, nothing very rocket science in this, okay. So let's just see what it is. Fine. So till merge sort and till quick sort, what is the best time complexity we were having? That is somewhat O of n log n, okay. And in these sorting algorithms, that is merge sort and quick sort and heap sort, you can say, okay, we don't have any prerequisites over data. Prerequisites simply means that some conditions which need to be fulfilled to apply this algorithm over some data. Okay, so my merge sort, quick sort, heap sort, these sorting algorithms do not have any prerequisite. Like you have any kind of data in random order and you can sort it data, okay, in time complexity O of n log n. Fine. Now since I have already told you in previous videos that about brief in counting sort, okay, so we have somewhat better complexity than O of n log n in counting sort, and that is O of n plus x, where n is the size of container, okay, size of container, and x is, I'm telling you what is x, okay, so fine. Now but here counting sort has some prerequisites, okay, so unlike merge sort, quick sort and heap sort, count sort has some prerequisites. That's why after these conditions are fulfilled, okay, we can apply counting sort, and now we can get a time complexity lesser than these sorting algorithms, okay, that is linear time complexity. Fine. Now let's see what are prerequisites. So it only have one prerequisite, that it's the data which we have to sort in container should be between some range, okay, like you have some numbers in it, 3 1 2 3 4 5 8 9, okay, so you can say that these numbers are in range 0 to 9, okay, so we have a finite range, and you can say finite range and a small range also, okay, so this range we have, in this range we have 10 numbers, okay, total 10 numbers, and this range is obviously finite range of a smaller numbers, you can say, okay, so this is the prerequisite of counting sort, that we should have element in container of some finite smaller elements, and they all should be in some finite range, okay. Now time complexity is O of n plus x, where x is this, like we have 10 numbers in our range 0 to 9, okay, 0 1 2 3 4 up to 9, we have 10 numbers, so you can say that time complexity is linear, where linear defined by n plus x, where n is the size of container, total number of elements we have, and x is simply your this number of elements in the range. Fine. So after this prerequisite, we can sort our container elements which are randomized in their indexes in linear time complexity. Fine. Now how are we going to do that? I am telling you. Let me clear this first. Suppose we have some container array, okay, and we have some data in it like 0 to 9 range. Now let's say this is our container and we have elements in it. Okay, now what we can do is we can iterate in whole array, okay, and we can make a frequency array for this. I have already taught you about prefix sum array, okay, prefix array, suffix array, and frequency array in my previous playlist, that was C++ tutorials from basic to advanced, so you can just go and check the videos, okay, I will provide the link in description. So first thing we have to do is we have to have some frequency array, okay, in which we will count frequency of each and every element in the range, okay, not in the array, in the range, okay. So now suppose this is our frequency array, and let me mark the indexes of these elements 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, okay. Now we have every element in our range as the index in this frequency array. Suppose this array is frequency array, okay, And now what I will do is I will iterate in this container, and whenever I will got some element that is ai, I will update my frequency array. Okay, suppose I got 3 here, so what I will do is I will update this position as +1. Okay, so initially all the elements are initialized to 0. Okay, right now initially we don't have anything in our frequency array. Okay, and whenever I will got some element ai, I will update that, I will update its frequency by 1. Okay, now 1 plus 1, 4 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 7 plus 1 and plus 1, so 7 is +2, 0 and 0 +2, and 1 is more here, so you can say that it is +2. Okay, so now you can say that you have some frequency array. Okay, and I will write it again, like we have 2 zeros, we have 2 ones, we have 1 2, and we have some 1 3, and we have 1 4 here, and 2 7, and 0 5 and 0 6, and 0 and 0. Okay, so we have total elements 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here also we have total elements 2 2 4 4 3 7 7 2 9. Okay, so total frequency of the sum of total frequency of the elements will be obviously equals to total number of elements in the container, that is n. Okay, now second step will be make this frequency array, or you can say that now we know that 0 is present 2 times in the array, 1 is present 2 times in the array, 2 is present 1 time, 3 is present 1 time, 4 is present 1 time. Okay, now what you can simply do is you can iterate in your range array. Okay, you can iterate in your range, that is from 0 to 9, from index 0 up to 9. Okay, and whenever your range will be already sorted, like firstly element 0 will occur, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. Okay, so your range is already sorted. Okay, and you can resemble it with your container elements obviously. Okay, because you have elements 0 to 9 in your range, and you have elements 0 to 9 in your array also. Okay, so whenever you will got some element 0 and it is coming 2 times in the array, then you will simply print 0 and 0. Okay, now you got 1 2 times, you will simply print 1 and 1. Now you got 2 1 time, you will simply print 2, 3 1 time, 3 4 4, then 5 is 0 times, 6 is 0 times, so skip those 2 elements, then 7, then 7, and then 8 is 0 times, 9 is 0 times. Okay, so skip these both too. Now you can simply say that I got my array sorted. Okay, and what I have simply done is I iterated in this range. Okay, and whenever I got some element whose frequency is greater than 0, I printed those elements in my output, or I stored those elements in my output sorted array. Okay, now what one loop you will use to iterate in this array in your range, and its complexity will be obviously equals to O of range. Okay, fine. Now how are you going to print these two elements? How are you going to print these two elements and these two elements? For that you will say that you will again use some loop, and you will go from 0 to its frequency, that is f of current element. Okay, but this will increase your frequency, this will make your frequency from linear to polynomial. Okay, suppose in worst case what you have is you have some range 0 range. Okay, and some elements frequency is somewhat equals to n. Okay, like in whole array you have only one element. Okay, so its complexity will be n square, or you can say range multiply n. So that's why you can't use second loop inside this array. Okay, you can't use second loop. So for that we use a simple implementation, and we can do this printing using single for loop also. Okay, we can do this printing using single for loop also. And how are we going to do that? I will explain you now. Now what we were having is, we were having our count, frequency count array. Okay, and you can say it was like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This was my range indexes. Okay, and let's say these frequencies were somewhat 0 was, I'm taking random elements. Okay, so 1 was 2 times, then 1 when 1 0 0 0 1 1. Okay, you can say that you have this much elements in your array, and 0 was 2 times, 1 was 2 times, 2 3 4. Okay, so this is frequency. Now what you can do is, you can make prefix array of this frequency array. Just make prefix array of this frequency array. Okay, so prefix array I have already taught you. If you haven't checked it yet, go to previous playlist and check it. Now I will convert this frequency array to prefix array, and it will be like 2 4 5 6 7 7 7 and 7, then 8, then 9. Total number of elements in the array will be 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 2 9, and your last element will obviously will be equals to 9. Fine, total number of elements in your container. Now you can simply check from, now let me clear this frequency. Okay, now one thing you can see is, in 0 what you have is last index of 0 in your sorted array. Okay, suppose this is your answer array, in which you will store all the elements in sorted form. This is your answer array. Okay, in 0 what you have is last index of 0. That is, if I will arrange these elements in sorted form, 0 0 1 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5 and 6 are gone, and then you can say 2 3 4. Okay, and then here will be 8, and then here will be 9. Okay, so total number of elements were 9. 0 1 2 3 4 9. Okay, total elements are 9, and right now they are in sorted form. Okay, now in 0th index you have 2, and it is somewhat last index of 2. Okay, in 1 you have 4, and this is last index of 1. In 2 you have last index of 2. In 3 you have last index of 3. In 4 you have last index of 4. In 5 you have index of 4, which is already stored, so you will do nothing for this. And you have last index of 8, and you have last index of 9. Okay, now you will use this thing to print your, or to make your array sorted. And in which manner, I will tell you using code. Okay, so let's go to our coding section, and I will explain you that here. This is my auxiliary array, जिसमें मैं अपनी sorted array store करवाऊंगा. ठीक है, this is count, in which I will store my frequency array, and it is initialized to 0. Now I use this loop to update my frequency array. Okay, whenever I will get some element ai, array of I will update its frequency, and I should write it like okay. Now I will convert my frequency array to prefix array. Okay, now here what I will do is, I will iterate in my elements okay. I will iterate in my current array which was my unsorted array, okay, and for current element that is ai. जैसे कि मैंने अपनी ओरिजिनल एरे में इटरेट किया, ओके, अब मुझे अनसॉर्टेड एरे में एक एलिमेंट मिला एरे ऑफ आई. सपोज this was my unsorted array, okay, 2 3 1 4 2 3, ओके. अब मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं करंट एलिमेंट एरे ऑफ आई के लिए, ठीक है, कैसे ढूंढूंगा, ये 4 है, फाइन. तो मैं क्या करूंगा, अपनी फ्रीक्वेंसी एरे और यू कैन से जो प्रीफिक्स एरे थी, ठीक है, उसके 4th इंडेक्स पे जाऊंगा और 4th इंडेक्स पे मुझे क्या मिलेगा, उसका करेक्ट पोजीशन, ओके. सो और जैसे ही मुझे करेक्ट पोजीशन मिल जाएगा एक भी एलिमेंट का, ठीक है, तो मान लो कि 4 जो मेरा था वो मेरी ओरिजिनल एरे में 2 टाइम्स आ रहा था, ओके. सो आई विल डिक्रीज इट्स वैल्यू बाय 1, क्योंकि मैंने लास्ट, जैसे कि 3 है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, 3 इज अपेयरिंग 2 टाइम्स, ओके. सो मेरी फ्रिक्वेंसी एरे कुछ इस एलिमेंट, इस एरे के लिए कुछ ऐसी बनेगी. ये मेरी रेंज है, ठीक, और मेरा ये 0 है, ये 1 टाइम है, ये 2 टाइम है, ये भी 2 टाइम है, ये 1 टाइम है, ओके. टोटल नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स आर 1 2 3 4 5 6 एंड टोटल नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स आर 6, ओके. अब मान लो 2 है मेरा, मुझे 2 का इंडेक्स चाहिए ओरिजिनल सॉर्टेड एरे में, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, 2 पे जाऊँगा अपनी रेंज में और 2 पे मुझे उसका इंडेक्स मिल जाएगा, दैट इज़ 2, ओके. तो मैं सेकंड पोजीशन में अपना 2 डालूंगा और फिर जो मेरा सेकंड पोजीशन में 2 आ गया है, ठीक है, ये जो था ये लास्ट इंडेक्स ऑफ 2 था, इसके पहले भी एक 2 रहा होगा, ओके. तो आई विल डिक्रीज दिस वैल्यू बाय 1, ओके, एंड ये अब हो जाएगा 1. अब अगर मेरा अगेन कहीं पे भी 2 मिलेगा मुझे, तो वो 2 कहाँ पे जाएगा, 1 इंडेक्स पे, ओके. If you still have any doubt, you can ask in comment section and I will give you a brief explanation again. So same thing I have done. मैं गया अपने काउंट ऑफ एरे में, ठीक है, और जो भी उसकी वैल्यू थी उससे -1, क्योंकि 0 इंडेक्स एरे होती है, ठीक है, तो उसमें -1 किया और अपनी ऑक्सिलरी एरे में वो वैल्यू स्टोर करा ली, ठीक है, और उसको सिंपली क्या कर दिया, 1 से डिक्रीज कर दिया उसकी फ्रिक्वेंसी को, सो दैट अगर कोई और एलिमेंट सेम प्रेजेंट है एरे में तो वो उसके जस्ट पहले आ जाए, ठीक है. और सिंपली फिर मैंने अपनी ओरिजिनल एरे में ऑक्सिलरी एरे स्टोर करा दी, दैट इज सॉर्टेड एरे. so if you still have any doubt, you can ask in comment section and you can check again this implementation and dry run this implementation and you will get the approach easily, fine. Again, if you haven't checked newtonschool.co, just go to it and check their launchpad initiative and pay after placement program, and check Code Kitchen Newton School. If you haven't subscribed it yet, subscribe this channel. I am posting one video every day, and comment in comment section if you have any doubt in any video. Thank you guys for watching.